Sorry that this is in separate videos. When I recorded this whole thing once, it failed to save, so I thought I'd stop there so I can continue back in a separate video. Okay, we're going to do an example now. We have this equation here. Will my trackpad work? Yes, it will. X squared over 16 minus y squared over 4 equal to 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to consider that as our hyperbola, and we're going to find its properties. Since x squared comes first, since it's not being subtracted, it's going to open left and right. It's going to open on the x-axis. That means the transverse axis is that x-axis. It opens in that direction, that's its transverse axis, which means the other axis, the y, is the conjugate axis. Excuse me. Okay, let's find the values of a and b. We know x squared is always over a squared, and y squared is always over b squared. So we know a squared is equal to 16, which means a is equal to 4. It's a square root of that. B squared is equal to 4, means square root that both sides, we get b is equal to 2. Okay, simple enough, right? A is equal to 4, b is equal to 2. So the vertices are going to be on the transverse axis, as we came over before. Let's double check to see what we said. So when it opens left and right, which it does, they're at the points a, 0, and negative a, 0. Okay. Whoops, so it's 4, 0, negative 4, 0. So we found out what a is. That'd be about right there, about right there. The focus points, we got to find using the equation that we now just learned. C squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Well, we're already given a squared and b squared right here in the equations, which is kind of convenient. 16 plus 4. So c squared is equal to 20, meaning c is equal to the square root of 20, which for all intents and purposes right now for graphing is equal to about 4.5. I don't know off the top of my head exactly what the decimal, how many decimal places. I know it's between 4 and 5. I'm just saying 4.5. So since that's on the the transverse axis, the major axis, we know we're going to go, in this case, left and right this much, 4.5. So we're going to go 4.5, 0, and negative 4.5, 0. And let me put that in red. That's not red. Okay, lastly, the asymptotes. Remember, y is equal to plus or minus positive n negative b over a x. Well, what's b? B is 4. Sorry, b is 2. A is 4. So we're going to say y is equal to, I'll put it over here. Y is equal to 2 over 4x. So what's 2 over 4? It's 1/2. Y is going to be equal to 1/2 x, and y is going to be equal to negative 1/2 x. It's going to be positive and negative. So let's make a curve of that. Let me get my straight line tool. One half x just means go over 2 up 1, over 2 up 1, right? And then similarly, negative 1/2 x means go over 2 down 1, over 2 down 1. Okay, so now we are told by definition of an asymptote that, all right, we know that this hyperbola is going to touch this vertex. The vertex is a point on it. But it's not going to touch these black lines. So that makes it kind of easy to draw. It's not going to touch or cross them. So we can make a rough sketch of it. Whoops, I am bad at drawing. There we go. Something like that. Hope this was helpful.